A dream had come true. The Queensland Youth Orchestra, under conductor John Currow, had performed at the 1972 International Festival of Youth Orchestras. This festival, now in its 7th year, was held at Lausanne in Switzerland. Best able to describe this festival are the organisers, musical director Blythe Major and chairman Lionel Breyer, who tell of the origin of the festival.
Well, it started very casually in England. Blythe Major, who am I right, is the founder and conductor of the Midland Youth Orchestra of Great Britain. And he wanted to organize a tour, taking his young players to Switzerland. And I helped him organize this, and we went to Zermatt, which is really a ski town, but we went there in the summer. And the young musicians there rehearsed, gave a series of concerts, and it was so successful. The glorious scenery, all the various things that the young people could do apart from music, plus the concerts and the success of the concert was so successful that, discussing it one day, we looked at each other and thought, couldn't we extend this whole idea by bringing youth orchestras from all over the world together and having a large festival, and using Switzerland and the Alps and the mountains as the place of venue.
We discussed this not only in Switzerland, but also when we returned to England, and we decided this was a good idea, and we immediately began to seek around the world for youth orchestras who might be attracted to the idea, and very shortly we found ourselves with a large number of orchestras who would come to such a festival, and that was the origin of the festival.
Secretary-General Joy Breyer tells how Queensland became involved.
Blythe Major heard a tape of their music, and the other thing that's, I think, very important to say is that all the young people who come to our festival have to finance themselves to come to the festival and for their stay here in Switzerland. I think that the Queensland Youth Orchestra in the beginning were rather worried about raising hundreds and thousands of dollars to come halfway across the world to Lausanne.
Alitalia Airways wish to announce the departure of flight.
None of us will ever forget our feelings on the afternoon we left Brisbane. For months, our whole life had been youth orchestra. Now, all our efforts and the efforts of our parents and friends were over. We were on our way to Switzerland.
Thank you very much for letting me go and helping me and
All right, everybody. All right. Yeah. I'll try and bring you back something.
It would have been easier if there'd only been ourselves to worry about, but instead there were the instruments, over 100 of them, weighing more than a ton. Some of our packing cases didn't survive the trip. One didn't even leave Brisbane, as it was too big for the aircraft. But the delay only added to our excitement. Few of us had been on an international flight before. I guess more than once in the last 6 months, most of us had felt we wouldn't really make it. But here we were, after months of rehearsals, concerts and fundraising efforts. We'd raised over $90,000, enough to take us all to Switzerland and Italy.
It's the first festival we've ever had all the 5 continents represented, and I was particularly pleased to see that Queensland had achieved this major undertaking, because all the young people I know were involved in this fundraising, and each and every young person baked cookies or washed cars and raised this fantastic sum to get here, so that when I saw them get off the plane, I was particularly gratified to see them all and to feel that after 9 months they had achieved their target.
Lausanne, the festival city, a city which combines art and culture, the traditional and the modern. We immediately fell in love with the quaint old world houses, the clean streets and the beautiful buildings. Lausanne's wish to encourage young people to come and visit them takes many forms. One is to play host for 2 weeks every summer to young people taking part in the International Festival of Youth Orchestras. Here, we were to join over 1,000 young people from 10 countries. We were lucky. Our accommodation was near the Palais. Like most of the other groups, we stayed in a primary school where the classrooms had been made into dormitories. The front steps of our school proved to be one of our most popular meeting places. We had our continental breakfast there with the Milwaukee group.
I would say it's the important aim of our festival is to bring young people together from all over the world. They have one common interest, which is music, and we want them to get to know each other, to meet each other, and perhaps to go home with a little more understanding of what young people's lives are like around the rest of the world.
Two days after, we travelled to Rolle, a country town 30 kilometres from Lausanne, situated on the edge of Lake Geneva. Here in the grounds of this beautiful medieval castle, we gave our concert. It was really a rehearsal for the festival. We had become accustomed to travelling in the months before we left Brisbane, as we had given concerts in 11 country towns to help raise money for our trip. Our special uniforms attracted favourable comment wherever we went and made us easy to identify. All the groups performed in towns and cities surrounding Lausanne during the festival. In this way, the young visitors were able to see the beauties of Switzerland and to give their friendly Swiss hosts the opportunity of hearing their music. The advertisement of our concert gave us all a laugh, as we found we came from a strange place called Queensland. Rolle was a tiny village. Perhaps not even 1,000 people lived there. Yet the courtyard of the castle was packed during our concert. Wherever we went, we had our luggage problems. But fortunately, there were always plenty of porters. Before the concert came the rehearsal. It was only by rehearsals such as this that we were able to reach our peak for our festival performance. As the European summer evenings are long, our concerts began at 8:45 p.m. This meant that there was plenty of time for more sightseeing.